First of all, welcome to the editor training full breakdown of all of your wonderful, wonderful editor duties. Okay. Also, I will be having a second training, I think maybe next month. So keep looking at our updates for that. Okay. Hello, my name is Katelyn Tran, and I am your district editor. So I am a senior this year. I've been in Key Club since my freshman year. So I've been a member freshman year, sophomore year, and then I was my club editor for my junior year. And so for my senior year, I get to lead y'all. So I'm very excited. Okay. So let's just dive right in. So if y'all just want to take notes or whatever, you can, or you can just refer to the outline or video. Okay, assignments. So every month you have, oh my God, it says internet connection unstable. That makes me so nervous. If for whatever reason you can't hear me or anything, or my connection is bad, please let me know. Okay, so for your assignments, you have 6 assignments to submit every single month. So you have your newsletter, you have articles, you have your HOTO, which stands for Humans of Texas, Oklahoma. I'll explain that later. You have photos, you have letter to the editor, and then you have riddle of the month. And so what I like to use, or what I used when I was a club editor to kind of memorize it, because 6 is quite a handful, is just use like a fun saying or expression. So I made up, never ask how Phoebe lifts rocks. So, you can come up with your own, you can use mine, or just do whatever to make it easier for you to remember all your assignments. Okay, next slide. So now this portion of the presentation is going to be things that in regards to all of your assignments, and then I'll get into the specific assignments after this portion. Okay, where can I find the rubrics? And so rubrics are basically this entire breakdown of how I will be grading your submissions. The rubrics for all assignments can be found under editor resources on tokeyclub.com. And so I advise you to always review the rubrics for an assignment before working on it, so you kind of have an understanding of what you need to do. I also recommend going over the rubric one more time before you press submit, just in case you've forgotten anything. And so now we're going to go onto the website, and I'm going to give you a little tour and show you exactly where you can find everything. Okay. So this is the official district website. Our lovely, lovely tech producer, Alina Dam, worked very hard on it, and it looks amazing. So over here on these little tabs, I guess, there's resources. If you scroll down, you can find editor resources. Why am my voice cracking? Okay, and under editor resources, you can find all the rubrics for every single assignment, and then some more. So take your time to kind of explore what's on there. Okay. When is the deadline? So the deadline for your submissions every single month will be the 5th at 11:59 p.m. And this is Central Time. So let's say you're on vacation. Plan accordingly. Look up when, the difference in time zones or whatever, and make sure you submit it before the deadline in Central Time, okay? Because I will count it late, even if you're in a different time zone. So please plan accordingly, because you already know when all the assignments are going to be due for the rest of your term. There are a few exceptions though. So if the 5th of the month falls on a national holiday, or it falls on a Sunday, then your assignments would due the 6th at 11:59 p.m. Central Time. Okay, submissions. So all of your submissions should be emailed to editor@tokeyclub.com. So that's my email. For the email header format for each individual assignment is your full school name, your division number, the month, and then the assignment name. And it must be in this exact format, so this exact order. In order to receive full credit, I will not give partial credit because I think it's only worth 1 point. So yeah, no partial credit. Sorry. Okay, some notes about submission formatting. Do not write out your school name as initials. Write out the full name because chances are there are other schools in this district who have the same initials as your school. And so I really don't want to spend my time digging around trying to find which school you are, or even worse, make the accident of giving another school your points. I don't want to do that. So please write out your full school name. You can just copy and paste it if it's like super long. Your assignments for 1 month will be due on the 5th of the next month. So it's a little confusing, but basically, okay, for your upcoming assignments that are due on September 5th are your August submissions. So although you're turning it in September, on your assignments page, or not page, on your email header, you will put August for the month. There are no bonuses for early submissions. So if you turn it in a week early, you're still going to get the same amount of points as someone who turns it in the day before. But that does not mean you should wait until the last minute to do your assignments because this is a lot to do. So please plan accordingly and manage your time. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Alina, for answering that question. Okay, next slide. Hold up. Okay. So after you submit your assignments, I will grade them. And after I finish grading, I will send out all of your grades and you'll receive an email with the breakdown of your grade. If you do not receive an email back before 2 weeks after the due date, contact me as soon as possible, just in case like I missed you or anything. You must respond to my email if you want feedback. So after I send out the graded submissions, respond back to the particular assignment that you want me to give feedback on if you are confused about any of the grades that I gave you. With each assignment, I will attach the corresponding rubric along with your grade so that you can kind of, you know, check on like what you missed right then and there instead of having to go to the website or whatever to check on the rubric. It's just right there in the same email. Okay. TextO key features. If you do not know what the TextO key is, it is our district newsletter publication that I create and publish every 2 months. My most recent publication was the July and August newsletter. You can find it on our issue account. So if your submissions are featured in the TextO key, meaning that I include any of your submissions in the newsletter, your club will receive extra points for it, which is awesome. So really try hard on the submissions. So for articles and HOTO, they're 5 points each. So if, you know, I include 2 articles from the same school or your club, you get 10 points, which I won't in the same newsletter, but hypothetical. Photos and letter to the editors are 1 point. Photos is 1 point each. So if I put in 3 pictures of your clubs, then you get 3 extra points. Okay. Any questions? I will answer like all of the questions at once right here. Okay, let me check. Okay, are we allowed to turn in newsletters early for evaluation to make sure we haven't gotten anything wrong? Yes, you are. I am here to help you. So if you have any questions on your format or whatever, just send it to me. I'll look over it and I'll kind of guide you along the way so that your submission is perfect. Can you explain what HOTO is? Okay, I will explain HOTO later. So right now is just the general portion, and I will get into the HOTO and the other assignments one by one. What are the maximum points you can get from a submission? I will explain specifically the maximum points for each assignment later whenever I get to the assignment. I'll only do it for the really big ones. I think you should, I really don't have time to explain every single one, so only for the big ones I'll explain the point breakdown. But if you want to look at the maximum grades for everyone, I suggest you look at the rubric after the training. Can we send assignments separately, or do they have to be submitted together? Okay, each assignment, it gets its own email. So newsletter gets its own email. HOTO gets its own email. Articles gets its own email. Can you get +5 per article featured? Yes. So each article that I include in the Texo key from your club is +5, each one. Okay. Any more questions before I move on? I will also be taking question breaks after each section. So just type out your questions or hold on to them until you get to a question slide, and I will answer them. Okay, thank you. Okay, great questions. So now on to the newsletter. So this is all things newsletters. Ah, wonderful. Okay. A little breakdown. So why make a newsletter? A newsletter is a great source of information for your members to read about updates, upcoming events, and news from the divisional and district level. So basically, it's kind of this little package where your members can really get to know everything that's going on in Key Club. There is no template for newsletters, so be as creative as you want. You can go super simple, super basic, or be very elaborate and extra, you know. It's your newsletter. Do whatever you want, you know. For resources or kind of sample newsletters, go to top 5 newsletters found on the TO Key Club website for inspiration. So after you submit all of your newsletters, I will pick 5 of the ones that I think are just these beautiful, wonderful examples of newsletters, and then publish them on the website for other people to see. So, you know, your hard work can be acknowledged and celebrated. So we're gonna go onto the website and we're gonna check it out. Okay, so this is the most recent top 5 newsletters that was posted, and my internet is just, okay, that's fine. Well, anyways, if you go under the news feed of the TO Key Club website and you scroll down, you will see top 5 newsletters, so top 5 February newsletters. So this was one that was posted last term by Vivian Tai, our former district editor. And so you see all of the clubs that were recognized, and below that are links. So let's say you click on Cinco Ranch High School Key Club. Then it will take you onto the PDF or the issue link, and you can see their newsletter. And it's amazing because they're all really good. I really suggest you check it out. Look at that. Amazing, gorgeous. Okay. All right. A little breakdown of the points. So the maximum grade that you can receive for your newsletter is 21 points. So it's broken down as 20 points for requirements, like the things that you need, and then 1 point for visual appeal. So the 20 points are broken down even more, and we'll take a look at the rubric in a little bit. The late penalty is 7 points. So if you submit your newsletter after the 11:59 p.m. Central Time on the 5th deadline, automatic 7-point deduction. And I will not accept newsletters submitted 5 days after the deadline. So if you submit it on September 11th, I'm not gonna grade it, so sorry. And let's take a look at the rubric. I'm not gonna take a look at all of the rubrics. I think just this one and maybe a few more, just because I really don't have time to. I don't want to take all your time when y'all can also go look at the rubrics yourself. But for the newsletter, I really want to look at it because it's extensive. It's a lot of words, and I kind of want to guide y'all through it. Okay. Club newsletter rubric. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so right now I'm only going to focus on the 4 column because that's the only column that y'all should be focusing on too. We don't want that 3s or 2s or 1s. We want the 4s. Okay, so email formatting. The email subject is worth 4 points. And so for newsletter, the email is breaking down a little more in terms of point value. For the rest of them, I think email formatting is just 1 point. And so you can get a lot of points just from email header, okay? Also included in the formatting, you must submit it as a PDF or issue link. I'll explain that later. You have graphic standards, content, promotion, and contacts. So for graphic standards, you have to follow our brand guide. So no more than 10% of the newsletter deviates from the Key Club International brand guides. At least 3 colors from the brand guide are used within the newsletter, as well as one of the approved Key Club International fonts. And I will be looking at the brand guide with y'all a little bit later. For content, the newsletter includes volume, issue, school, region, and division on the cover page, including table of contents, page numbers, and upcoming deadlines and events, time, location, brief description. So yeah, a lot of stuff that you got to include. Most of this is in your title, and the rest of it is spread out throughout your newsletter. Promotions, I think this is the one that people really kind of don't really know how to do. So the newsletter includes major emphasis promotion. And what it is, major emphasis promotion. So the major emphasis that Kiwanis kind of promotes is children. And so these 3 charities or programs are the 3 that you're required to include and promote in your newsletter. Children's Miracle Network, the Eliminate Project by UNICEF or just UNICEF, and March of Dimes. And you also have to include the Key Club International Service Project, which is the Thirst Project. So that's kind of like the big service partner of Key Club. And then lastly, the decon theme, to promote decon. I think we will announce decon theme maybe late September, early October. I'll tell y'all, or you'll know when you have to include the decon advertisement. If you don't, just ask me and I will let you know. And then you have to include your contacts. So contacts of your club officer, so that includes name, position, email, LTG, same thing, district staff, and your regional advisor. So if you don't know any of that information, ask your club officers, ask your LTGs, or you can ask me and I will help you find that contact information. And then lastly, the beautiful, beautiful bonus visual appeal. So this is kind of the bonus point for if your newsletter is visually appealing, if it looks very nice, looks very well thought out, and took a lot of effort, then I will give you that extra point. Okay? It's a lot. So if you have any questions about it, you know, type it out and then hold it off until the end of this section. So yeah, take your time with this one. This one is a big one. This is the biggest assignment. Okay, and now the official brand guide. So now we'll take a look at the official Key Club brand guide that you will have to use in your newsletter. Okay, so again, editor resources, you can find this. Here it is, brand guide Canva edition. You will understand why it's called Canva edition later. Okay. I love my internet. Okay, I'm just gonna start explaining what a brand guide is. Basically, it's kind of your, the visual guidelines for any Key Club publications, because your publications kind of represent Key Club. So they kind of want to have this cohesive, unified image, you know, throughout all the clubs. And so here's the cheat sheet Canva edition. So here are the colors, the official Key Club colors. And so the easiest way to find these colors is to kind of just highlight the hex codes, copy and paste them onto whatever software that you're using to find the exact color. I would copy and paste all of the colors onto maybe a Google Slides or kind of a note thing, so you don't have to keep going back to this cheat sheet to look at it. You'll just already have it somewhere on the side. For the referring to the newsletter requirement, there's a 10% rule. So no more than 10% of your colors are not these. So 90% of the colors that you use should be any of these colors, okay? And you're required to have at least 3 to meet the requirement for the points. And then these are the fonts. And so the gray fonts on the top of each of these are the official Key Club fonts. However, Canva does not have any of these fonts, really. You really have to get Canva Premium and then download these fonts, which I don't think any of us really want to do because it's expensive. And so what Key Club International has done is created a little cheat sheet for these alternative fonts that are pretty similar to the original fonts you can use on Canva. And so, yeah, and y'all can look at the rest here, but I'm not gonna go over it. Y'all can look at it on your own time. The fonts and the colors are really the main thing that I want to discuss with y'all. Okay. Submission formatting, we went over this in the rubric, but I will reiterate it again because this is very important. When you submit your newsletter, you only have 2 options in order to gain the points. You either send a link to your publication on Issue. Issue is this online publication platform where you can upload your newsletters so that really basically anyone can see it, or you can attach it as a PDF file. With Issue though, you can display it as a 2-page spread. And so if you have any 2-page spreads, then use Issue. And so we'll go on to Issue so y'all can see what it looks like if you're not familiar with this website. Okay, well, I have to log in. Never mind, y'all can look at it on your own time. I don't really want to log in right now. Okay. Common editing softwares that you can use. These are just the most common ones. You don't have to use any of them. If you have another editing software where you can download it as a PDF and just submit it correctly, that's perfectly fine with me. But these are just the ones that are the most used and really work for a lot of people. Canva is a great one. I use Canva. It's free. It has everything, so I recommend that one. Google Slides is also a great option if you're more comfortable with using Google Slides. Adobe Illustrator, this is like the really fancy one, and I think it's $20 a month, which is kind of expensive, so I recommend you use the free ones. Okay. Questions. So if you have any questions over the newsletter thing, or if you have any questions regarding anything before, I'll be happy to answer. Okay, we have 6. Okay. What are the dimensions for the pages on the newsletter, like width and length? Okay, so I don't, when you upload, like send it to me, there's not really a one dimension that you have to use, but I do prefer 8.5 by 11. If you upload it on Issue, I think it has to be 8.5 by 11 because those are just the newsletter dimensions. But if you want to publish them on a Google Slides and it's like normal dimensions, that's perfectly fine. Okay. Oh, Vivian's on. Oh my gosh, my staff buddies. Okay. Will a recording of the Zoom be sent out later? Okay, yes, it will. It will be upload it onto the TO District YouTube channel, which is public. So you can just go on YouTube and search it up and watch the whole video. Do you have a PDF version of the document she's showing? Thanks. I'm confused about what PDF version of the document. I have no idea. Okay, well, who is that? Jonathan, can you elaborate? I'm kind of confused. Okay. Any tips on editing the newsletter pages to seamlessly fit onto pages? I actually do. I discovered it this year and I'm kind of proud of myself. Okay, so I use Canva. So this is kind of a Canva thing. Honestly, you can use it on Google Slides too. Anyways, so what you are going to do is when you create your design, you're going to choose your dimensions. And so the dimensions are going to be the 2-page spread. And so instead of an 8.5 by 11, you're going to choose a 17 by 11. And then once you make your newsletter in the 2-page spread, you're going to download them as PNGs. And then you're going to take the PNGs and upload them onto a new template with an 8.5 by 11. And then you're going to expand the image so that on one 2-page spread image, the left side goes on one page and then the right side goes on the next. And it looks amazing. I did it on my Texokey newsletter for this month, so it works. I hope that makes sense. You know, so you 2-page spread first, download the image, upload it onto an 8.5 by 11. Okay, yeah. Can we only use key club fonts or does the 10% rule apply to that as well? 10% rule applies to using the brand guide in general. So yes, it does apply to key club fonts. If you want like a certain title or heading to be a little more bold or fancy or whatever, then go ahead, because that's probably not going to take up more than 10% because you're going to have a lot of text anyways. So yes, go ahead and use those fancy schmancy fonts. What was the emailing template? The emailing template was school name, full school name, division, and your division number. So school name, division number, the month, and then the assignment name. Okay. Do you create the newsletter on Canva and upload it to Issue, or how does it work? And what editing software do you prefer? Okay. I do create the newsletter on Canva, download it as a PDF, and then upload the PDF onto Issue. So it's a 3-step process. I prefer Canva. There's just a lot more you can do with it. So, yeah. Oh, yes. So the brand guide on the website is in PDF format, so you can definitely download it for Jonathan's question. Okay, well, Alina answered that. So helpful. Okay, what is the minimum amount of photos required for submissions, and can the photos be screenshots of virtual volunteering events? The minimum amount of photos required, there isn't a minimum. We'll get into that later. I'll explain it later in more detail. And yes, you can take screenshots of virtual volunteering events, because obviously a lot of y'all aren't going to volunteer as a whole group, and so just send in what you have done. Screenshots of virtual meetings, screenshots of whatever, because things are virtual. I get that. We all get that. You don't have to do in person if you don't have any. Okay. Articles, fun. Oh, one more question. Okay, one more. Oh, okay. Well, bye, Caroline. I'm very happy that you were able to join. Oh, I'm so happy that this was helpful. I'm so nervous, y'all. This is the first time I'm doing this, so I love the support. Thank you for the words of support. Okay, a little breakdown on articles. The maximum grade per article is 5, and you can submit a maximum of 5 articles per month per club. So the article points in total, the maximum is 25. However, for club points, it's a little different for this particular assignment. the total article points, your total article score is then divided by 2.5 to get your club points. So technically, the maximum amount of points you can get is 10 club points, but the maximum article points is 25 article points. But in your total for like top 25 clubs or club rankings and point systems, it's the 10 because those are your club points. So, okay, yeah. The late penalty is 4 article points. I will not accept newsletters after 5 days. And these are 4 article points, not club points. So the 5 means -4. So don't get that confused. Okay. Newsletter and articles are the only assignments that I will accept late. The rest of the assignments, I will not grade them if they're late. So think about where your priorities are in terms of submissions to get the max amount of points. Okay. Contents. So in each article, 1, you have a header with the full name of the author, the division, and then the full school name, and each item will have its own line. So full name, then division, then full school name. You also need a title that's related to the article, obviously. Don't make up something random. Just don't. That's just weird. Okay. It should be about 300 to 400 words. I won't take like an exact word count. I'll kind of look at it and be like, okay, this looks like about 300 to 400. If it's obviously shorter than 300 to 400, you're not going to get the points for the content. And the JPEG image, you need to attach a JPEG image relating to the article. You will not get credit if it's just this image that you pulled up online. It has to be an image relating to what the article is saying. Yeah. Has to be something that you took, like someone in your club took a picture of it. I don't want a stock photo. Okay. Thank you. Oh, there's something I was gonna say. I forgot. Okay, hopefully it'll come back. Okay, so here is an example of what it's gonna look like. Oh yeah, also font for submission doesn't matter because it's not a Key Club publication. You're just submitting it to me. So really, you can make it like the standard Arial font. You're not gonna get counted off for font. Okay, so this example, in our full example, the header has the name of the author, the division, and then the full name of the high school, and then a title relating to the contents of the article. Also, I would prefer if you guys kind of section your articles into paragraphs. This is basically kind of like a personal narrative or expository essay. So don't just write like a whole block, because just in case I will put it on the Texto key, I kind of want it to be a little sectioned off into paragraphs to be easy to read. Okay. Submission format. So the email header will be your full school name, division number, the month, and then articles. Each article must be attached to the same email as a separate Word document. So first of all, you are submitting them as a Word document, not a Google Doc, a Word document. So if you're using Google Docs, download each article separately as a Word document file, and then attach the Word document files of all your articles onto the same email. Okay, do not send me 5 separate emails for articles. I don't want that spam. It's just send it in one, please. Okay. Do not attach images in the email. By that, I mean don't attach it as a separate file from the Word document. Put the image into the Word document, like attach in the Word document your heading, your title, your text, and then your image at the bottom. Okay, so Okay. What can you write about? What can I write about in an article? Oh, that reminds me. That's what I was gonna say. Anyone in Key Club can write an article. It doesn't have to be just the editor or like just officer members. It's anybody in Key Club. So members can write it, officers can write it, you can write it. It's just a Key Club thing. Anyone can do it. So what can you write about? I will be posting article prompts on the website on the 1st of every month. So I have already posted the prompts for the month of August, so you guys can check it out, but you do not have to follow them. They're just suggestions. You basically can write your article about anything related to Key Club. You can write about a favorite service opportunity, what you're excited for the new year, a social or meeting you have, you know, just really anything Key Club. So yeah, pretty simple. Okay, now I'll be taking questions. So let's go see all of your questions. Okay. So for the 4 people or fewer rule doesn't apply in virtual events. Okay, so I feel like this is referring to like the screenshot of the event. It still does. So if the screenshot includes like someone's face as like the focus of the photo and it's 4 people or less, you have to include their names. If it's a random person that you don't know, like let's say you just did an event with a fellow volunteer from a different school or just a different organization and you don't know their name, just put unknown. You don't have to go searching for their name. It's usually only for people that you know or that in your club. Okay. Can the heading have the author's position? It can, it's not required. So you can put it, but it's not going to be a requirement. Can articles be put into our club newsletter? Yes, they can. When I was club editor, I actually put all of the articles submitted for the month into the club newsletter. I think that is a wonderful idea. I highly recommend it. Oh my God, there's so many questions. Okay. Can the images have captions? So sorry for so many questions. The images for the photos, yes, that will be one of the requirements that we'll get into when we look at the photos. It's okay. I love your questions. Very helpful for everyone else. And I'm happy to answer them. I'm here to help y'all. So don't be scared. I'll answer any question. Do we have to include the prompt for the article in the header if we use one? I won't require it, but you can use it, but you can include it if you want to. You don't have to, because there are going to be a bunch of people that don't even follow the prompt when they're writing their article, so I'm not going to require it. Anything related to Key Club as a recent or in general throughout our whole experience? I would prefer if it was within the month that you're submitting it, because chances are I might use it for the Texo Key. There's a good chance. And so I want it to be recent. If you want it to be about like your overarching experience, you can do that. I will, because I just kind of want to include, I want to highlight the activities and things that y'all do for that month that I published the newsletter. So I kind of want it to be about something recent so that other members or whoever reads our newsletters is like, oh my gosh, they did that over, you know, this month, or they did that this. So I just kind of want it to be more recent. Can we submit 2 articles over the same prompt if there are 2 different authors? You can reply to as many prompts as you want. You can apply to 1 prompt, have all 5 articles answer the same prompt. You can have all 5 articles answer none of the prompts. It doesn't matter. The person who's writing the article gets to choose if they want to follow the prompts or not. So it doesn't matter if 2 or more people follow the same prompt. Okay. Okay. Any more questions before I move on? Oh my gosh, it's already 3:47. I'm sorry, this is so long. I feel bad. Okay. HOTO, which stands for Humans of Texas, Oklahoma. Let's get into it. What is it? Y'all are probably, some of y'all are probably confused. Okay, so a HOTO is a special type of article that must be written along the lines of how was your Key Club experience and what is Key Club to you? So all HOTOs will follow that prompt. It's basically kind of this personal narrative about your journey through Key Club and how it's impacted you. So if you're a sophomore, you're gonna write up from your freshman year to your sophomore year. If you're a senior, you're gonna write up from your freshman year to your senior year. So yeah, and the purpose of the HOTO is to feature the Key Clubbers of Texas, Oklahoma. And so we wanna feature, you know, y'all at the club level, members, officers, whatever, just your experiences in Key Club. Okay, I need a water break. Okay, breakdown and content. The maximum grade per HOTO is 5 points, and you can submit a maximum of 1 HOTO a month per club. And so there's no conversion thing like the articles, it's just 5 HOTO points equals 5 club points. Yeah, I will not grade late HOTOs. So let's say you're debating whether to finish up your newsletter or your HOTO, finish up your HOTO because you can submit your newsletter late. So kind of like plan through these things in order to get the maximum amount of points that you can get. Okay, in the HOTO, the requirements are basically the same. You need the header, a title, 300 to 400 words, following the prompt though, and then you need a JPEG image in the article. The image can be has to be of the person, whether it's like just like a regular picture of them or a candid of them doing a service, just has to be a picture of them. The only exception is that the title needs to be HOTO. It can't be a title that you make up. So just HOTO, HOTO. Yeah. Submission formatting. So your email header will be your full school name, division, month, HOTO. HOTOs are a separate assignment from articles, so do not put your HOTO in the article's assignment email. This is a separate email, okay? And again, submit it as a Word document. So if you're on Google Docs, download it as a Word document and then attach it to your email. I don't want Google Docs. Okay. Any questions? This one was pretty short. They're getting shorter. So the way that I formatted this is the more in-depth, detailed assignments are at the very beginning. So it gets better, y'all. It gets better. Can we write HOTO about a Key Club member that has graduated already but was involved with Key Club in high school? Okay, HOTOs are your personal experience. So you can't write about anyone else. You write about your own experiences. And you have to be a Key Club member. So you can't be an alumni writing about yourself. You have to be a Key Club member in high school about yourself. So you can't write about, like, it's an autobiography. It's not a biography. Okay, is HOTO written by the editor and only them? Same thing with articles. Anyone can write a HOTO. It could be a member, it could be you, it could be a fellow officer, anyone. Is HOTO told by a different member each month? Can it? if not. I would prefer that a different person writes a HOTO each month. I'd feel bad if I'd had to write a HOTO each month. But there's no, I guess, rule that says that you can't. Okay, if just don't submit the exact same HOTO. You know, like if a person's gonna do it twice or more than once, at least make it different or talk about something different. Because if you're submitting the exact same HOTO every single month and I start to catch on, you're not going to get credit for it because you didn't really take any work into it after the first submission. You're just copying and pasting, you know. Can you repeat the header format again for HOTO? Okay, yeah. Full school name, division number, month, HOTO. So every assignment has the same exact email format. You just replace the assignment name at the end. So newsletter, full school name, division, month, newsletter, HOTO, full school name, division, month, HOTO. That's the template. Is there a minimum amount of words? Sorry if I missed it. I didn't say it because I kind of just said same requirements and content as article. So it's 300 to 400 words. I kind of cheated out on it. I just said same thing. So sorry if that was for not being more specific about it. So if we do a HOTO as one of the 5 articles, the first 4 articles are emailed together and the HOTO by itself. Okay, so a HOTO and an article are 2 different things. So, I mean, yeah. Yeah, so you put your articles in your article email and then you put your HOTO in your HOTO email. A HOTO doesn't count as an article, so don't put it in the same email. So it doesn't count as one of your 5. So if you have 4 articles, you just have 4 articles. You don't have 5 articles because you have HOTO. You just have 4 articles. So put them in the right email. Is the email format on the website? The email format is in the rubric. So in the rubric, it's going to tell you specifically what the email format is. So you can refer to that. Did I miss any? Okay. I don't think I did. But if I did, can you just resend it? Because, okay. It's 3:55. Oh my God. Okay, moving on to photos. Yay. Okay, so this is what your photo kind of collection or submission is going to look like. So you're going to upload all of this in a Word document, just like one by one, just in the Word document. So you're going to have your JPEG image, and then at the bottom of each image, you're going to have photo credit, subjects, and the description for the photo, so caption. So for photos, I will only grade the first 10. So let's say you upload 11 pictures and the first 10 have the required photo credit, subject, and description, but the 11th doesn't. You still get maximum points because I'll only grade up to the first 10, and then the rest that you submit won't count towards your grades. But here's the thing. If you turn in more photos, there's a higher chance of you getting featured in the Texo Key. So even if I see, like, let's say I see a really good picture, but it's like your 14th picture, even though it's not included in the grades, it will still count towards the extra points if it's featured in the Texo Key. So I recommend just submitting as many photos, like at least good quality photos as you can. Don't spam me. As many photos as you can to higher chances of getting more points and getting featured in the Texo key. Okay. Submission formatting. So again, email header, full school name, division, month, photos. So the only difference is just the photo, the assignment name. All the photos with descriptions, like the photo credit subject description, must be submitted in a Word document. Okay, not a Google document, and do not put it in the body of the email. So don't add pictures in the email and then include, you know, it in the body. You have to upload a document with all the photos and caption stuff. Okay, go check out the rubric for more details. So I really only went over the newsletter ones because I knew I wasn't gonna have time to go over the other ones, but the other rubrics are a lot shorter. There's a lot less content required that you get graded on. So just go check it out after the training or in your free time. Okay, it's pretty simple if you go look at it. Okay. Any questions? Okay, so please send in your questions. I'm not sure I'm getting confused, but are we allowed to send the same photos we put into the articles? You can put in the same photos that you put into the articles. The same one that you put in our newsletters. Yeah, you can use the same photos for articles, photo submissions, and to put in your newsletters. I don't really like grade you on like photos in your newsletters anyways, so just put whatever pictures you want, you know. Do photos submitted need to be current? Because of quarantine, we will be able to submit older photos. Just submit photos that you haven't submitted already to Texas. What am I saying? I'm like, just submit photos that you haven't already submitted, like as editor submissions. Most likely, I do want current photos, even if they're like screenshots of online meetings or whatever. I think just current photos, you know, really highlights like what y'all have been doing over the past couple months, you know, because it is kind of like, well, it's going to be the September, October newsletter. So I don't know if I really want to put in stuff from like April and May, you know. Just to be sure, so photos with 4 or less people have to caption the people in the photo. So yes, if the main focus of the photo is 4 or less people, you have to include their names. So if there are people in the background, if they're not the focus of the picture, you don't have to put their names on it. Just people that the photo focuses on. So yeah, if it's 5 people, you don't have to include the names of the people in the photo. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, letter to the editor. This one's also pretty short. Content and submission format. So letter to the editor. Basically, you just write me an email with any questions, comments, or concerns. It's pretty simple. That's it. You don't need any special formatting, just write it in the email. The email header will be full school name, division, month, letter to the editor. You can literally write me anything. Ask me how my day is, you know, ask me, what's my favorite food? I don't know, I'll answer you. Also, yeah, if you ask me a question, I will answer you. So when I return your letter to the editors, just check out my answers because I will answer you. Don't leave me hanging, okay? Okay. Any questions? That was like a 1-slider, so I don't know if you have any questions about what you can or can't write. Please write something appropriate, you know? Please. I don't want to read any bad things. And be nice. Okay, you can write like criticisms and letter to the editor about like what I'm doing. I'm always looking for ways to improve on how I'm doing my job. Just be respectful. I am a sensitive person, so just be a little, just sugarcoat it. Okay, y'all? Thank you. Riddle of the month. Oh my God. Okay. No, actually I have a whole new section after this. That's fine. Okay. Riddle of the month. Okay. Content. So all you gotta do is answer the riddle of the month, which can be found in the Texo key. I will most likely just pick a random spot to put the riddle in. I won't say like, oh, it's gonna be at the very beginning or the very end, because then you're gonna just skip through my entire newsletter that I worked hard on. I want y'all to read it because it's actually helpful. So please, while you're searching for the riddle, also read my newsletter. Please and thank you. I publish the Texo key every 2 months, so you will answer the same riddle 2 months in a row. So I publish the Texo key in August, and the riddle of the month is in there. So for the upcoming submissions that you have on September 5th, you're going to answer it. But then in October, however, I will be uploading a new one. So then, or uploading a new newsletter. So then you'll be answering for the September submissions in the September-October newsletter. And then for the October submissions, you will also be using the September-October newsletter. It's easier than it sounds. I'm just saying a lot of words, and I'm sorry if they don't make sense. Just ask a question. I'll try to slow down and answer it. Your answers don't have to be correct to earn the points. You can literally put anything. Please be appropriate though. Don't just put random stuff. You can, if you answer it correctly, I'll give you a thumbs up. But if you answer incorrectly, that's okay. You still tried your best. A for effort. I'll give you the credit for that. Submission formatting. Email header, again, full school name, division, month, and then riddle of the month. No special formatting, just type it out in the body. If you want to do like a one-word answer, that's fine. You don't have to type like, dear district editor, or whatever. Just type in like your answer. Like that's it. No special formatting. Okay, questions. That one's pretty easy. No. I think riddle of the month is probably the easiest one. I would say letter to the editor, like, is only slightly harder because you have to write more than like just a word, but they're both pretty simple. They're very easy points to get. So I suggest, if it's kind of like 11:50 on the 5th and you just don't have anything, at least do riddle of the month and letter to the editor. That's my suggestion. Okay, questions. Where do I put the answer? You just in the email. So you write an email, you're like, to editor@tokeyclub.com, and then in the subject line or email header, you're like, school name, division, August, riddle of the month, and then in the body, you just put like star or water or it doesn't lay eggs. I don't know, just put whatever. Just put it in the body. There's no special formatting. Where can we find the Texo key? Great question. You can find the Texo key on our issue account. I think our issue account, if you look up Texas Oklahoma Key Club, or you look up the word, or you search in the word Texo key, then it'll pop up. We will, on our Instagram, we will make a post about it and then include the link on, link in our bio for the next week. Where else can you find it? I'll send it out a remind. So if you follow my remind, then I will include a link for you to see it. Okay, so is it one riddle of the month per 2 months? Okay, so there's a riddle of the month each month. So when you are submitting your assignments, each month you submit a riddle of the month. But for 2 months in a row, you're answering one riddle. So you still submit it every month. So don't think that that you have to only submit it once every 2 months. You submit it each month, but you just answer the same riddle. Okay, and only editors answer it yes. Only editors submit it. Your members or whoever can, tell you what they think it is and you can submit it. You're just the one that submits it. You don't have to be the one that personally answers it. Anyone can answer it. You just have to submit it to me. Any more questions? Okay, moving on. Additional tips. This is the last section. Okay, we're almost there, y'all. We're almost there. Okay. Time management is key to success. It is key. Yes. So plan ahead of time. You do not have to submit all of your assignments on the same day, but keep track of which assignments you have submitted so far. So don't think that you have to submit everything at once or submit everything on the 5th. You can do your newsletter like the week before, and you can do your articles and photos, the next week or whatever. All you have to do is submit them before the deadline. So don't think that you have to do everything all at once, okay? Don't procrastinate either. It's not healthy, it's not good. Okay, always ask questions. I am here to help you. So, but a little caveat, try to contact me before the deadline approaches. So if you have a question about your submissions or you want me to help you on formatting a specific assignment or going over the rubric with you, try to give me some time to answer, because I'm not going to be on my phone 24/7, and so I might check it maybe a day later. So if you send me an email at like 11:30, chances are I'll probably be asleep. So please give us both time to kind of get back to each other, okay? Take advantage of the reminders. Okay, so join my remind by texting at TO Editors to 81010. So if you haven't already, please join it. I send out a lot of helpful reminders. I will post an announcement about submission deadlines on the 1st of every month and then the day they're due, just as reminders. Also, join the TO Editors GroupMe. Okay, so I created this little GroupMe, and it's kind of just like a really chill group chat. The formalities are kind of dropped in there. We kind of just talk to each other as equals, get to know each other. You can get to know so many different people from across the district. I think it's just a great way to connect, especially now that, we're all at home, we're doing online school, or even clubs aren't really doing anything right now. So just get to know each other and make friends. Also, I think people ask the most questions on there because they're just the most comfortable. So I want you to be more comfortable. So I created this environment so you can just like ask me questions and just talk to one another, talk to me like as an equal. Okay, always submit your assignments, okay? A few points is always better than none. I will only accept newsletters and articles late, so kind of manage your priorities when it comes to assignments. Also, our former district editor, or our current district secretary, who's also on this call, Vivian Tai, I love her. She made a YouTube video where she makes a newsletter in under 10 minutes, and she gets 20 out of the 21 points. So if you click on, click on this link. The link can also be found on the training that I will send out through the remind.
Hey guys, I am going to.
So she literally makes a newsletter in 10 minutes. She sets a timer and does it. It's really impressive. I was really impressed. So please go check out her YouTube channel, subscribe, because why not? Why not? She also has a bunch of other videos about newsletter. So go check out her channel. It's very helpful. Any more questions? Okay. Okay. Can we include the riddle of the month in our newsletter so members can see it too? Yes, you can. Put whatever you would like in your newsletter. As long as you have the requirements, you can add as many things as you want. I encourage it. But, link the district newsletter on there if you want to, you know, it's fine. What is the Discord? Sorry. Okay, how can we join the group meet? So after this training, I will send out a link to the group meet on the Remind. So you have to join the Remind to join the group meet, because I want you to join the Remind first. That's first priority. And then if you want to, you can join the group meet there, okay? Can you explain article points, HOTO points, etc. versus club points? Also, what are club points? Oh, thank you for the presentation. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. So club points. So you earn points for your club for your monthly reports. And who submits monthly reports? Secretary submits their reports. Editors, you have these assignments. That's your report, kind of. And so, you know, you earn points when you submit these, and then your club earns points. And then every quarter, there's a list that is published about top 25 clubs, which I think is a really cool thing. So if you want your clubs to have a little recognition, you know, submit your stuff and you can earn points. So article points. So article points are different from club points. So for article points, the articles itself are worth 5 article points total. That's your maximum score per article. And you send a maximum of 5 articles. So let's say you send the maximum amount of points. So 5 times 5 is 25 points. What I do then is divide the total article points that you have by 2.5, because that's how club points are calculated for articles specifically. And so the maximum club points is 10. So 25 article points translates to 10 club points. With HOTOs, there's no like conversion. It's just what it is. So HOTO, you get 5 HOTO points, that equals your club points. So HOTO points are club points. Article points, you need to convert them into club points. Hope that answers your question. Are there any penalties against a president completing these tasks instead of editors or secretaries? I don't think so. I don't think we can. Wait, Vivian, there isn't a penalty. Yeah, there isn't a penalty. So thank you for answering the question, Vivian. Yeah, don't overwhelm yourself, especially if you're president. You know, you got a lot on your plate right now. So, but yeah, you can do them as long as you submit them, as long as you hit the requirements. Your club still gets the points. You're not penalized for doing them. Okay. Any more questions? Okay, I think we're on to our last slide, right? This is our last slide. It's our last slide. Okay. Thank you so much for staying. What time is it? Oh my God, it's 4:15. This was like over an hour. Thank you for enduring it. This was a lot of stuff. So do you have any further questions? Maybe, you know, something from way from the beginning of the slides or anything, just put in the chat. The best ways to contact me is through my email, through the Remind, through the GroupMe, or my Instagram. I'm just plugging myself, but like I answer DMs pretty quickly too, because I don't get a lot of DMs anyways, so that's a quick way to reach me. So, okay. Okay. Oh, thank you, Lillian. Okay, so again, thank you so much for joining this training. Again, I said this in the very beginning, but I will also be holding a second editor training, possibly next month, I think, to go over editor-related contests and awards. Fun, fun, fun. So y'all are now free to go. Enjoy the rest of your